Assalamu alaikum. This is Pratusha Borwal welcoming all to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. ICT sets December 3 and 7 for hearing on charge framing against Sheikh Hasina and 30 others, including 25 army officers in cases over enforced disappearances and torture. Various issues of bilateral interest discussed in meeting between Bhutanese PM Sering Tokgay and BRDA Chairman Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Harun. Two tremors felt on Saturday following 5.7 magnitude quake jolts the country. Holding national election and referendum on same day to be challenged for Election Commission, says Commonwealth Secretary General. No fear of deterioration in law and order situation ahead of next parliamentary polls, says Home Advisor. Israeli air attacks killed 24 Palestinians, including children, in Gaza. And Bangladesh crushed Ireland by 217 runs in second and final test, sealed the series with 2-0. Viewers, those were the headlines, so moving on to the details. The International Crimes Tribunal has set December 3 and 7 for the hearing on charge framing against Sheikh Hasina and 30 others, including 25 army officers in two separate cases over enforced disappearances and torture during the rule of ousted Awami League government. Tribunal 1, led by Justice Ghulam Murtuza Majumdar, fixed these dates today through its three-member judicial panel. The prosecution brought charges against 17 accused in the case of enforced disappearance and torture at the TFI cell and 13 accused in the case of enforced disappearance and torture at the GIC cell. In the two cases of crimes against humanity related to enforced disappearance and torture, lawyers representing the army officers submitted an application today seeking permission for virtual hearings from the temporary jail inside the cantonment. Later, Chief Prosecutor Mahmoud Tajul Islam briefed journalists. He said various derogatory news reports and images regarding the trial and judges of the International Crimes Tribunal have been published and circulated in the media and the social networking platforms, which has come to the tribunal's attention. The tribunal has directed the chairman of BTRC and the information secretary to remove such news and images from the media and social media. Earlier, 13 former and current army officers accused in the cases were produced before the tribunal in the morning in a special prison van. Meanwhile, the defense lawyers cross-examined the chief investigation officer in 6 murder cases that took place at Chankarpur in the capital during the July mass uprising. On the other hand, Tribunal 2 recorded the testimony of the 20th witness Ruhul Amin in the murder case of Abu Said, the first martyr of the July mass uprising. In addition, 28 more accused were produced before the tribunal today in various cases of crimes against humanity, including murder cases related to incidents that occurred during the July mass uprising in Chattogram and Narayanganj. Executive Chairman of Bangladesh Investment Development Authority Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Harun (BRDA) met with Bhutanese Prime Minister Sering Tokgay. The meeting was held at the Intercontinental Hotel in the capital this morning. During the meeting, they discussed various issues of bilateral interest, including environment-friendly, sustainable investment and increasing rail and internet connectivity. The Bhutanese Prime Minister said Bangladesh's economy is in a much better after the July uprising. He praised the efforts of the chief advisor in this regard. Nahian Rahman Ruchi, head of business development at Bangladesh Investment Development Authority, was present on the occasion. Earlier, a three-member delegation led by National Citizen Party (NCP) convener Nahid Islam met with Bhutanese Prime Minister Sering Thopkay. The meeting was held at the Intercontinental Hotel in the capital today. During the meeting, they discussed various issues related to interests of the two countries, including Bangladesh's democratic transition, upcoming elections, and increasing trade and submarine connectivity. NCP Joint Convener Sultan Muhammad Zakaria and Joint Member Secretary Alauddin Muhammad were present at the meeting. After a mild tremor was felt on Saturday morning, the country jolted again in the evening due to another earthquake. The Bangladesh Meteorological Department (BMD) reported that the earthquake recorded at 6:06 p.m. measured 4.3 on the Richter scale according to a revised bulletin. According to the updated information from the BMD, the epicenter of the earthquake was in the North Shingdi district, located 23 kilometers northeast of the BMD seismic center in Agargaon. No casualties or damage have been reported from this earthquake. In its initial bulletin, the BMD stated that the magnitude was 3.7 and epicenter was in Badda area, situated 6 kilometers east of the seismic center. Early in the morning, another tremor measuring 3.3 on the Richter scale was felt in Polish peninsula of North Shingdi. Yesterday as well, the epicenter of the earthquake was in North Shingdi. Last Friday, a strong earthquake measuring 5.7 on the Richter scale was also felt with its epicenter in North Shingdi, affecting the entire country. Election Commission Senior Secretary Akhtar Ahmed has said the Commonwealth believes that holding the national election and the referendum on the same day will be a challenge for the Election Commission. Akhtar Ahmed conveyed the message while briefing reporters after a meeting between the Commonwealth Secretary General Shirley Botche and the Chief Election Commissioner at the AC headquarters in the capital today. According to the AC Secretary, the Commonwealth Secretary General expressed confidence that the Election Commission would be able to conduct the referendum in peaceful manner. Shirley Botche also stressed that ensuring the credibility of the election is crucial. They further praised the EC's ongoing initiatives regarding expatriate voting. The Commonwealth delegation said they are ready to provide any form of assistance if the EC seeks support. Home Advisor retired Lieutenant General Jahangir Alam Chaudhry has said there is no fear of deterioration in the law and order situation ahead of the upcoming parliamentary election. He made the remarks today at the Secretariat after a meeting of the Core Committee on Law and Order. The Home Advisor said, as the election approaches, rallies, meetings, and processions will naturally increase. However, he reiterated that there is no concern about the law and order situation worsening before the polls. Responding to a question on earthquake preparedness, the advisor said many water bodies have been filled in and there are hardly an open field left for people to gather in emergencies. He stressed that everyone must follow building codes, otherwise the risk could become more severe in the future. The Rajuk must remain alert in this regard, the Home Advisor added. NCP convener Nahid Islam has said his party is working with field candidates in all 300 constituencies in the upcoming parliamentary election. He made the remarks while speaking at a press conference held at the Shahid Abu Said Convention Center in the capital today. Nahid Islam said if any party or political group agrees with NCP's ideology or principles, discussions with them may take place. He also said even if the NCP does not win a single seat in the upcoming election, the National Citizen Party will remain steadfast in its ideals, principles and goals. NCP central leaders were present at the press conference. The daily lives of the fishermen community in Uttar Kartuli of the city are a poignant tapestry woven with the threads of relentless struggle and deep-seated anxiety. These men, who are the bedrock of the nation's blue economy, face an existential threat every time they venture out to sea, yet their contributions often remain unrecognized. These periods are marked by forced idleness as the sea becomes too volatile to navigate, leading to a complete cessation of income. The financial strain during periods of no income only compounds their suffering, as the needs of life and family do not sit still. The fishermen believe their story of survival could be dramatically altered with focused external support, transforming their struggle into stability. They demand education support, medical care, and financial assistance for a better future and overcome lean periods and invest in safer livelihoods. The community holds onto the hope that the narrative of struggle against the tides may one day change, achievable through the collective efforts of the government and society. Now, international news. Israel's military launched a wave of air attacks across Gaza, killing at least 24 Palestinians, including children, in its latest violation of a 6-week-old ceasefire in the war-torn territory. The attacks on Saturday also wounded 87 others, according to authorities in Gaza. Witnesses said the first strike hit a car in northern Gaza City and was followed by more attacks in central Deir al-Balah and Nusayrat refugee camp. The drone attack in Gaza City killed at least 11 people and wounded 20 others, according to Managing Director of Al-Shifa Hospital, Rami Amhana. It happened in the city's Ramel neighborhood. In Deir al-Balah, at least 3 people, including a woman, were killed in an Israeli strike hit a house there. 6 international airlines suspended flights to Venezuela after the United States warned major carriers about a potentially hazardous situation due to heightened military activity around the South American country. Spain's Iberia, Portugal's TAP, Chile's LATAM, Colombia's Avianca, Brazil's Gol, and Trinidad and Tobago's Caribbean all halted flights to the country on Saturday. The AP news agency AFP news agency reported, citing Maricela de Loaiza, the president of the Venezuelan Airlines Association. The flight suspensions came as tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela's war, with Washington deploying troops as well as their world's largest aircraft carrier to the Caribbean as part of what it calls an anti-narcotics operations. Caracas, however, describes the operation as a bid to force Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro out of power. The U.S. military has also carried out at least 21 attacks on alleged drug boats in the Caribbean and the Pacific, killing at least 83 people. Ukrainian and U.S. officials will meet in Switzerland on Sunday to discuss Washington's proposed 28-point plan for ending the war with Russia, as Ukraine's allies said the proposal needs more work. In the coming days, consultations will take place with the partners regarding the steps needed to end the war, President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Saturday on X. U.S. President Donald Trump gave Ukraine until Thursday to approve the 28-point plan to end the nearly 4-year war, which would see the invaded country cede territory, cut its army, and pledge to never join NATO. However, on Saturday, Trump said the current U.S. proposal was not a final offer. The war needs to end one way or another, he told reporters, but he said no when asked if this was his final offer. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz on Saturday told reporters at the G20 summit that envoys from Germany, France, the UK, the EU will join Ukrainian negotiators in Geneva.